All right, hello everybody. Bellator pre-show. We got the Bellator Light Heavyweight Grand Prix, of course. The first round. Already Ryan Bader has defeated Lyoto Machida. Tomorrow, Vadim Nemkov versus Phil Davis 2. The first one was a split decision. I thought it was very close. And then Anderson versus Yagshimuradov. And, of course, May 7th is the real big one everybody's waiting for. Yoel Romero and Rumble Johnson. But there are a lot of good fights tomorrow. And me and Billy, I think he's okay with me saying this. We're trying to buy some UFC 264 tickets. So I don't know how many of you were here last night, but we talked about we want to have a Fights with Friends day for UFC 264. So everyone, you guys are invited. You guys are invited to Vegas, whether you're able to get tickets or not. You guys are invited to the event. Let's go to the chat here. Chose a great day to get off work early. Glad to see you, Brock Ellery. Hell yeah, let's go, Archangel. I'm going to try that Famosa Gallo beer. I'm glad you like the song, Archangel. I made 2 songs on Groove Music. One of them people really didn't like. A lot of people complained about it. I'm glad that people like this one. So I don't want to know if I want to do the same countdown music for every single show. But it looks like that's one we'll, we'll at least use a couple times. Going to pick up Pizza Hut and beer. Dude, that sounds incredible. What's up, Ural74? Contrary to popular belief, I do not speak Russian. So I apologize. I realize some people say that I look Russian. They've even joked that, I'm like a Russian spy or something. Sorry about that, guys. My camera's just, had like a little kink in it. I wanted it just a little lower. But, struggle is real, fam. If you guys could see behind the scenes, what a day it is. Just play totally free music, Mike. Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Royalty-free music. There's a lot of royalty-free music out there. So, yeah, it's not, certainly not worth getting the copyrights. Checking into it, give a like, but now heading out the door to help a neighbor with some yard work. Hope the fights are good ones. What's up, Handhand Bob? Well, this is just a pre-show. I was hoping, honestly, to kind of piggyback off of Bellator's weigh-ins. They just had the weigh-ins. All the fights are set. This is an incredible card, though. I'm very happy about this Bellator Light Heavyweight Grand Prix. Honestly, I think it's one of the best things going on in MMA right now. And there's so much going on right now. Of course, the Bellator, like I just talked about. But then we also have ONE FC again on Wednesday. Saturday, we got UFC Fight Night. Kelvin Gastelum versus Robert Whittaker. We got some other good fights on there. And then you have Ben Askren representing MMA against Jake Paul in a boxing match. So this is about as action-packed as a weekend comes, guys. But I'm going to bring bring up my screen so you guys can see what I'm looking at. First, let's go to the prelims, though. Julia Budd, the champion on the prelims. The champion on the prelims. Bellator really came through, coming through on the prelims for this one. Taking on Dayan Silva. Vadim Nemkov's brother, Victor Nemkov. You can see he's had 38 fights. I'd never even heard of him. But he's fighting on the prelims as well at light heavyweight against veteran Karl Albrektsson. Pedro Carvalho taking on J.J. Wilson. That's a fire prelim fight. Saul Rogers versus Mads Burnell. Bellator forever used to have like just kind of this local talent and a lot of no names that you never heard of. See, this is what it would be. A lot of guys. Well, see, there's no like 1 and 2 guys or anything like that. This one 3-0, Lance Gibson Jr. at lightweight against Marcus Sarin. But this is a solid prelim card. What's up, RW? If you want to get tickets to UFC 264, sign up the UFC newsletter to get code. Yes, yes. Absolutely. Would love to see you guys there. I said me and Billy, we're planning it, I think, on flying in Thursday. That way we can be there for the weigh-ins on Friday. And then I'll probably fly back. I was planning on flying in Thursday, flying back Sunday. I'm not sure if you've looked at tickets yet, Billy. Wish I could go to UFC 264, man. Hey, it's not till July 10th. Make it happen, man. That's what I'm doing. I'm going out there hustling, making some extra money. I'm hoping to get some help, and all my donations from here going towards that, and love to see you guys there. And we can close down the bar together. The Fights with Friends, family. Veda Arteaga versus Desiree Yanez. This is on the main card. I'm surprised there's not a lot of other fights that were on the main card instead of this one, but that is a flyweight feature bout. But check this out, guys. I did not realize that. Donate to me too, fam. Yes, Billy. Billy put his PayPal up there if anybody wants to help Billy get to Las Vegas. I didn't realize this, guys. I realized Paul Daley and Sabah Homasi were fighting tomorrow. But I just heard on MMA Fighting Podcast today that it looks like this is Paul Daley's retirement fight. So I'm a big Paul Daley fan. I know a lot of you guys are Paul Daley fans. It looks like this is his retirement fight against Sabah Homasi, 15-8. He's coming in about a 2-1, almost a 2-1 favorite for this. So hopefully he's got a favorable matchup. Yeah, man, wish I could. Just really, I forgot you were in UK. I don't know why I forgot that. COVID's still bad, but definitely 2022. I'll be at a UFC event in the States. Hey, sounds good, man. Definitely won't be the the last time we try to get everybody together for a UFC event. What's up? You can come in. What's up? Oh, my wife was knocking on my daughter's door. I thought somebody was knocking over here. Corey Anderson taking on Doveletdzhan Yagshimuradov. I don't know really anything about Yagshimuradov. I've heard that he has good wrestling. He's out of Turkmenistan. Corey Anderson, I think he gets through this, and I think he gets, I believe I have him going all the way to the finals. In my preview, I think he gets through that, but a lot of people were big on this Yagshimuradov dude, and then I heard some people in the media saying, hey, I'll learn how to pronounce his name if he wins tomorrow. I'm working on it now, just because I think, everybody deserves to have their name said correctly. So I do try to do my best on that. You guys should get to a UK UFC event. Hey, I've never been to the UK, man. That would be great. Main event. This is a rematch. Phil Davis and Vadim Nemkov. Vadim Nemkov taking the championship from Ryan Bader earlier in the year. It sounds like Bader was having some hard times because he was coming. He had just fought at heavyweight. He was holding both of those titles. He was holding on to the heavyweight title. He had just went through that whole Grand Prix. And then I think he had a fight right after that, too. I think he might have defended against Matt Mitrione. I don't remember for sure. Be prepared for cold weather if you ever do. Pretty much same kind of thing here, man. Tickets are high. I think gonna fly home Monday on the red eye. It's cheaper. Nice, Billy. What's up, Torrin Brown? Good to see you, Torrin Brown. Hey, I was thinking of you because I heard Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson was on Ariel Helwani, and a lot of people were kind of taking another look at Tony Ferguson's career and maybe rethinking if he's done. A lot of people saying, maybe he should have taken more time off after the Gaethje fight, not jumped in there right away with Oliveira, and I'm beginning to see the thinking in it. That may be the case. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Tony still fights for a title one day. Our little local airport does direct to Vegas, so that is awesome. Oh, that is great. Yeah, I'll have to go out of SeaTac. I watched that interview with Tony. Nice. Well, I'll have to go out of SeaTac, or I'll have to go out of Everett. Actually, I forgot. I got to look to see, because Everett, I'm like 10 minutes away from that airport, so that would be pretty great to get out there if you're just coming in, though. Torrin Brown, let me put up the link, guys, for the UFC 264 pre-sale code, so you guys can try to get it yourself. And get a code for the pre-sale. See it. Yep. Because me and Billy each got different links, so I think they are individual. I've been looking at vlog cameras so we can vlog it for the channel. I didn't know vlog cameras were different. But yeah, we definitely want to get lots of pictures, lots of videos, everything. Because, that's a big card. I've only been to a few UFCs ever. One pay-per-view, just because they used to all be pay-per-views. I went to Portland back in like 2008. Man, tickets were a lot cheaper back then. That was nice. And then I went to the first one in Seattle. I actually had Phil Davis on it. Had Phil Davis versus Little Nog, and it had Anthony Rumble Johnson. Anthony Rumble Johnson, believe it or not, was fighting at welterweight against Dan Hardy. What's up, Extraordinary Pete in the house? Spike the like on the way in. Just say hi real quick. Saying hi real quick. Be right back. All right, thank you. Thank you, Ordinary Pete. Don't forget to leave the stream on. No, I believe Tony has made some adjustments. His stand-up will definitely be better. He also mentioned he's been training his grappling with GSP. Also stated he uses wrestling. And he's been training with Freddie Roach over there at Wildcard. I don't know for sure, but it seems like that guy definitely might have one more run left in him. Went to UFC Liverpool, Till versus Wonder Boy. That's awesome. Paid $154 for fight night tickets, so not a huge jump since the Connor card, I guess. I paid the last ones I went to in Boise. They were right around there. Yeah, they were like right around $150 some. And we were real close. Of course, Boise's a small town. It was a fight night. That was the Junior Dos Santos Blagoy Ivanov fight. It's also the one where Nico Price got that the only ever hammer fist from the back knockout there. I believe it was against Randy Brown. Kat Zingano was on that show. It was a good show. Been to 3 Cage Warrior fights. I've never been to a Bellator. I've really not been to much outside of UFC. Except for I've seen just a few local shows, like here and there. They used to have, when I was in Eastern Washington, there was a place within walking distance. It was literally, it was like less than a mile from my house, and it was real easy to walk to. It was called The Track in Pasco, and they would have a little, like, it was like local boxing events and MMA events over there, and that was fun. I missed that. Like to see Tony at 170. Won the Ultimate Fighter at 170. They're talking about it 170. 170 Okakui would be really interesting. Couple great matchups. Tony is definitely going on another streak. Yeah, I'd like to see Tony versus Jorge on 170. Boom! Well, that's a fire matchup. I would love to see Tony versus Jorge, too. I hope so. He is my favorite fighter. I really hope you guys can make it to Vegas to kick it with us. I have a couple buddies coming to hang out, even though they are not going to the fight. Beautiful. Hey, yeah, I would love for you guys to be there, and, let's close the bar down. I don't know if it's going to be the same Conor experience, because I don't think the Irish fans are going to be able to travel in the way they have in the past. I don't even know if they're going to be able to travel at all. Has anybody tried to fly, like, internationally recently? Like, into the States or anywhere else? I know that we can't go to Canada right now. Maybe you can if you have a real good reason. I should say I can't go to Canada right now, because apparently I'm not important enough, even though I wanted to do some business there. Nate Diaz versus Tony. Oh, that's another good fight. I think that's a bad matchup for Nate, honestly, though. I just MMA math-wise, I think Tony Ferguson would slice and dice him into oblivion. Ireland is in a... Mike, did you see what I posted on the Facebook group? Ireland is in a bad lockdown. I don't know if I did. Let me see which one. Oh, I seen somebody, Ryan Gibbs. Yeah, I see a MVP's return at Bellator 258, huh? I like that. I didn't know that until just now. And I just found it in the in our group. So, guys, if you're not in the Fights with Friends group, apparently you're missing out on news. And I'd like for you guys to be able to share in there too. So, if you send us an invite for the group, and it looks like I have 7 member requests right now. Me and Billy have to look at. I haven't looked at it today, but guys, make sure and let us know, because it's an invite only. So just especially if you're using a different name than what I know you from on YouTube. If I know you on YouTube, we'll just approve you. Good afternoon, Phil D187. What's up, my friend? It is 11:25 over here, but yeah, it feels like afternoon. Nice sunny day outside, too. Robert Kerrigan. Hey, good to see you, my friend. Always good to have you in here. Robert, we were all looking, me and Billy are looking to get tickets to UFC 264, and dude, you're invited. Everybody is invited. Pre-sale tickets going on sale in the next couple days, either today or tomorrow, depending on if you're like a Fight Club member or anything like that. Rainy, cold day here in New York. Might snow tonight. Oh shit. That's not good. It's dark, cold, and raining here today. Damn, we actually have the maybe the best weather for once. And no, I'm not rubbing it in, guys, because we had rain for so freaking long, and I know it'll be back. I know it absolutely will be. So I have no delusions about that. We needed some rain. It's been super dry. Yeah, we might actually need some rain by the end of this stretch. We're going to have like 14 days without rain. I think it might be an all-time record, or at least like for a few decades. Sure seems like sunny here in UK today, but it's cold. How cold is cold, RW? Of course, we usually use Fahrenheit, but it's here in the mornings, a lot of times, it's around right now, 28, 30 degrees. I don't know what that is, Fahrenheit or Celsius. What is 28 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius? So negative 2.2 Celsius. 8 degrees. It's 36 degrees here right now. So guys, I got a message from somebody about stock investments. Just that Conor canceling Dustin trilogy. That is not true, Jonk. He had mentioned that they were going to. I do want to talk about the controversy about that. There's a lot of things going on right now. Since we got this stream right now, we don't have to talk about just Bellator. You got the deal going on with Conor and Dustin. Donation Gate. As we're calling it, and then you have the controversy. I say kind of non-controversy against Rose Namajunas, but I think this has been kind of blown out of proportion. But it reminds us all that we're just 9 days away or so from Rose Namajunas versus Weili Zhang and that big card, so that should be fun. Fight got confirmed by the UFC, John. Yes, it did. Tony might not go on another 12-fight streak. Maybe on a 4 or 5 streak, maybe even 6. It's going to be a lot harder for him to go on that as long a streak now, Torian, because, let's face it, he's going to be facing killers all the time out. Now that he's gotten up this high, there's no more Lando Venata fights. And I'm a big Lando Venata fan, but, that's not a top 5 guy. Lando Venata, I don't even think he's in the top 10 right now. He might be in the top 15. Anyone on PlayStation 4 and want to play some UFC 4? I do have UFC 4 on PlayStation 4, but it's downstairs today. Or right now. I don't think I'm going to get on there today. But we'll have to get on there sometime, RW. Conor was just trolling. I don't want to see people even entertain the idea of him pulling out of the Dustin. He made Dustin apologize, and it made Conor get pissed again. Sells fights. That's not the way you want to sell a fight, though. I don't like the controversy. I don't know exactly what's going on. There are 2 sides to this story. And I would like to know more before I comment too much, but this is what I know. Of course, Conor, said he was going to donate $500,000 to the Good Fight Foundation. Then Conor McGregor put out a prediction saying he was going to take Dustin out. I can't remember his knockout second round. Anyways, whatever it was. And then Dustin said, something about I didn't predict that you were going to welch on your $500,000 donation to Good Fight. So Conor gets all pissed off. He says, you didn't send me any, anything about the charity. He's like, that's a lot of money. And usually, with charities, you want receipts, you want a lot of details, especially if you're donating that kind of money. And Conor definitely has donated, a ton of money to first responders and, you know, a lot of good causes in the past. So I have no doubt he's going to try to get this done eventually. But, you know, Dustin said, he said, my people reached out to his people and they've been ghosting me. So at that point, it sounds like maybe, hey, maybe Dustin's people were trying to get Conor the details. And, you know, he just didn't, they didn't respond. The one thing that I really hope is that Conor didn't plan this out in advance, you know, to use this to promote a fight. We all know Conor knows how to promote a fight. He said, no more Mr. Nice Guy. A lot of people said, well, you know, we don't like the nice Conor. We want the bad boy Conor back. And yeah, he is entertaining. He's probably going to sell more fights in the long run. I do think a loss against Dustin would be, you know, fairly devastating at this point. I'm glad Dustin called him out too. Gets annoying to me. Just get in there and fight. I say, well, yeah, because it's like you're looking at this, and you know, Conor's, you know, they're saying we need to look into this foundation. Dana White's donated to the foundation. Khabib Nurmagomedov's donated it to the foundation. It's a local Louisiana donation headed up by Dustin Poirier. I mean, does he really think that Dustin is the kind of guy that's going to run his reputation by, you know, running a, you know, a donation for kids and then stealing Conor's money? Come on. I mean, nobody believes that. Justin Wren breaks down a whole Conor and Dustin situation and expressed disgust in Conor's actions on TMZ Sports YouTube channel. I'll have to check that out, Robert. I really like Justin Wren. I mean, if anybody has the right to comment on something like that, it's Justin Wren, who spends so much of his time on donations. That guy's gotten, you know, Lyme disease and I don't know how many different illnesses from going to, you know, helping the pygmies, and pretty much donates, you know, that's like his life. I mean, I don't know when the last time is he even fought. I don't understand why people even believe that Conor was actually going to give Dustin $500K. Dude's a well-known troll. He wasn't really going to give Dustin that. I think he will give it to him now. I don't know if he was going to begin with. Conor's got a lot of money. He's got a lot of money. And, you know, maybe he wants to get his $500,000 worth, even though it's to a donation. Even though it's to a charitable donation, he still wants to make that $500,000 a good investment. And Conor he's one of these guys. One of these very, very rare guys. And some people do wonder, why does Conor McGregor sell so many pay-per-views? Well, back in the day, you had a guy named Muhammad Ali. And you could compare what Floyd Mayweather did. Floyd Mayweather, you know, he realized he wasn't going to be the like guy. I'm going to turn heel, and nobody's going to beat me. I'm just going to go undefeated. I'm going to talk trash all the way to the bank, and people are going to pay to see me lose. Now with Ali, you know, he called the shots, he talked the trash, he did all that, but he had both sides. It was love him or hate him, and we all know there was a lot of people that loved him, but there was a lot of people that hated him too. I remember my great-grandfather thought he was a big mouth. I remember him talking about him before he passed. He did not like Muhammad Ali at all. But everybody wanted to see him fight. They either wanted to see Muhammad Ali because they were a fan and they wanted to see him win, but they wanted to see him lose. But everybody wanted to see him. And if you're an MMA fan, I mean, if you're a hardcore, have you ever missed a Conor fight? I haven't. And if I wasn't doing this YouTube channel, I wouldn't have either. That's just, just where we're at. Never carried through with it. Justin G said, is Conor Said it. Connor Bing was all an act. Wow. Justin, oh, okay. Sorry for redundancy. I'm drunk. Dude, it's 11:15 in the morning. Of course you're drunk, Robert Kerrigan. It's later where you're at, though, I'm sure. I understand. You had heels in pro wrestling. To The Rock was one of them. He had a big mouth. Yeah, and those guys, of course, they trade. They'd be a good guy, then they'd be a heel. The one that really didn't pull it off very well, although the Hollywood Hogan persona was pretty genius, was Hulk Hogan, because, he was this, kind of a hero to young kids, and, the All-American and everything, and then it took some extra work to turn him into a little bit of a heel, and then a lot of people still just loved him. A lot of people, I remember, called the Hollywood Hogan the adult version of Hulk Hogan. I'm still hungover, went a little hard last night. What's up, Phil? Hey, sometimes we do, Phil. Sometimes we do. Everybody's been weighing in, though. A lot of MMA fighters, at least, have been weighing in on the Ben Askren versus Jake Paul fight this Saturday. And a lot of them are like, I'm going to watch this. I'm embarrassed to watch it. I feel sorry that I'm going to watch it, but I'm going to watch it. And Jake Paul is one of those guys that, you just want to see him get beat up. I want to beat him up. And this is how hated this guy is, though. I was listening to an interview with Stephen Thompson on the MMA Fighting Podcast, and he said he wanted to slap Jake Paul. When Stephen Thompson wants to fight you, wants to slap you outside of the ring, outside of the cage, I mean, that's pretty intense. I will say that is pretty intense. Sorry, guys, just wanting that camera a little lower there. There we go. Now it went back up. I don't know. I give up. I need a better stand for it or something. Hey, man, whatever gets your goat, right? What's the bet site to bet on? Hype for this fight. If you have DraftKings in your area, I think DraftKings is a great one. That's like GSP being mean and talking crap would not fit him because everyone is so used to him being a nice guy. Yeah, people would kind of be like, yeah, that's fake. That's not real. Right? But I'm going to bring up this week's UFC card, and then I want to bring up the next week's April 24th pay-per-view. Because I'll tell you what, I had almost forgot that Weili Zhang and Rose Namajunas were fighting on there, to be honest. Until, Rose, I was listening to Rose's interview with Ariel Helwani today. And she talked about, some controversy, I believe non-controversy, some things that were said, about the Red Scare kind of thing. And it was silly that people were upset. You got to know where she's coming from, what part of the world that she came here from. But let's check this out. The prelims start at 4 p.m. Pacific this Saturday, April 17th. Juan Espino versus Alexander Romanov. That's a good fight. On the prelims, Jessica Pena versus Lupita Godinez. Haven't seen Jessica fight in a while, so that'll be fun. Gerald Meerschaert coming back against Bartosz Fabinski. That's another good one. Anthony Burchak returning against Tony Gravely. So some potential on the prelims for some finishes, for some fight of the night candidates. What did Rose say? Well, Rose said, better dead than red. And this is something that goes back to like the 50s or 60s. And it's something, it's an anti-communist saying. And, she was basically speaking out against the communist regime of China, which I will do every chance I get. I would never say anything bad about the people from China, but the Communist Party, the CCP, F those guys. They're a totalitarian, they're totalitarian war criminals. And I don't care who hears me say that. But let's go to the main card here. Featherweight, Ricardo Ramos coming back against Bill Algeo. Luis Pena, the violent Bob Ross. Does he need a win here against Alexander Munoz? We will see Abdul Razak Al-Hassan coming back against Jacob Malcon. Chase Sherman, I believe, was over at Island Fights there for a while, but this guy's got wicked power. Taking on Andrei Arlovsky. Arlovsky's on one of these big contracts, and of course recently we've seen heavyweights get cut. Two big heavyweights, Alistair Overeem, Junior Dos Santos. Andrei Arlovsky could be down the road. I do think Chase Sherman's going to knock him out. Chase Sherman's got wicked power, and Arlovsky's chin, in his early 40s is not doing so well. Drakkar Klose versus Jeremy Stephens. It looks like that is going to be the co-main event for this one. That's an incredible fight. Jeremy Stephens, you can never count that guy out. And I don't ever remember him being in a boring fight. Drakkar Klose, he is a good prospect. If you see him out there before, he definitely has a good shot at this. I think he's actually a favorite against Jeremy in this one. And then Robert Whittaker versus Kelvin Gastelum. If Robert wins, especially if he wins impressively, it seems like he would get the next shot at Israel Adesanya at middleweight. Kelvin Gastelum, even though he's coming into this on a loss, he had, he was one half of the best welterweight fight in UFC history, him versus Israel Adesanya. So definitely could see Gastelum in there if he wins. By the way, Conor beats Dustin this time around, says Torrent. Wow. I think he definitely can. Personally, I don't think he will. I want to see Dustin beat Conor because I want to see Dustin get the championship. I want to see him fight the winner of Oliveira and Chandler. And I think there's just so many interesting things going on at lightweight. Yes, people are scared of the communist people in America. I can barely criticize them. Yeah, I don't understand why people in America would be hesitant to criticize the communist totalitarian party of China. I mean, when did we become such pussies? To be honest. And everybody knows when you say you have something against the Communist Party, everybody knows that you don't have anything against Chinese people. That is so stupid. That is just a troll. If they try to act like, you have any racist motivation for saying that you want those people to be free and not live under a dictatorship, tell them to go fuck themselves. Honestly. Luis Pena got cut from UFC. No, he's not cut. He's fighting Saturday. No, I'm saying maybe he needs a win, but no, he didn't get cut. Didn't know Jeremy Stephens is back at 55. I don't think he can go on a run at 55. Too many killers in the division. Yeah, Pena's on Saturday. Thank you, Bill. Tony Ferguson versus Jeremy Stephens would be good. What do you think, Mike? Yeah, I think it would be exciting while it lasts. You know, when Stevens, he would have a shot maybe at landing one big punch, but, you know, Tony's not the kind of guy I think it's going to be finished in one punch. So I think it would be exciting while it's lasted, but I think Tony wins, you know, 9.8 times out of 10. Oh, I thought Mike was saying on Bellator card. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that one's on the UFC. Sorry, I was having a Bellator preview card, and then we went through that, and we ended up over here on UFC. So, even if Dustin beats Conor again, I don't see him getting past Michael Chandler or do Bronx. Really? That's interesting. I don't know. I think he'll do well against either one of them. And out of those three guys, I think anything can happen. You got... And throw Dustin in there, or throw Conor in there too, I guess. You know, Conor, Dustin, Oliveira, and Chandler, those four, you know, any of them might be able to beat the other one on any given night. Do you think Conor playing mind game with Dustin will increase his chance of winning? I don't think it hurts. Certainly don't think it hurts. You know, Conor... Generally, you know, nobody is going to outplay Conor in mind games. And, you know, that's not really Dustin's thing. You've seen he apologize to Conor. And I don't know if Conor told him he needed to, or the UFC did, or what. But right after that, you know, they officially booked the fight. So I'm kind of wondering if somebody put some pressure on him to apologize. From everything I see, I don't know that there was an apology necessary. I do think he should have, you know, went to Conor, talked to him in private, like in a room or something somewhere before putting it out public on Twitter. But if his people had been contacting Conor and they're just ghosting him, I could see why he'd be frustrated as well. So the UFC and Paul Askren are at the same time. I hope not. I want, dude. When is the Askren Ben fight? I think pretty much. I hope not. I want really. I hope not. I want. Yeah, I want to see them both. What's up, New Brenton Pauly? Good to see you, man. Let's not forget about Gaethje needs a opponent. Yeah, who is Gaethje fighting, man? He's already beaten Tony. Conor and Dustin are tied up fighting each other. Of course, Oliveira and Chandler are tied up. So that's, you know, that takes your top four. And Tony's already got a fight. There's not really anybody floating around there for Gaethje right now. I mean, maybe you throw Dan Hooker out there. I mean, I know Chandler just knocked him out not that long ago, but it's always a fun name. Always a fun guy to put out there. Seems like Michael Chandler is counting out Charles. He says Du Bronx is known for quitting. He's going to make him do so. And these were Chandler's words now. Gaethje is a beast for sure. Seattle Mike, what event are you covering Saturday? I will be covering the UFC, and we will... also be covering Jake Paul and Ben Askren. As far as, you know, the undercard on the Askren Paul, if people want to talk about the Frank Mir, Steve Cunningham fight in the co-main, we can go through that. But I was planning on doing UFC until the Askren Paul fight, which should get us through most of it. Was rumored for Justin G to fight RDA. I did hear that one, but he turned it down, wasn't interested. I heard that. Winner of Michael versus Charles fights Dustin. Seems like a no-brainer, as long as Dustin wins. Remember when I had to beg you to cover Paul's boxing? How times have changed. Yeah, I still get a lot of flack for it, Archangel, but what is RDA ranking? Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he's somewhere around 5. RDA is one of those guys that just... He always ends up there in the rankings. Let's pull it up. Let's pull, and while it's on my mind, just real quick, guys. What's up, Snake Plissken in the house? Good to see you. Just real quick, if you're wanting to watch Bellator this Friday and everything that's coming up, go to on the Bellator site. That's where you want to sign up for Showtime, and you get a 30-day free trial, and then you get 6 months worth at $4.99 a month. I don't know if they're going to run another promo after that, but I mean that probably get you through the whole light heavyweight tournament. The rest of the featherweight tournament, which has AJ McKee and Pitbull will be fighting. That's that I think might be the best lightweight fight out there you can make. Maybe even better than Chandler and Oliveira. That is such a crazy fight. Let me see if I can get an actual time on when Jacob Paul and Ben Askren will be coming to the ring. So, Tony, do you think any chance we get Conor McGregor versus Tony Ferguson at some point? I mean, probably not unless the UFC calls for it. I don't think Conor's really interested in that fight unless there's, a belt on the line, or if, Tony was to get to the point to where, he thought Tony was really not near as dangerous as he used to be. So I'm going to check out DraftKings, though. DraftKings Sportsbook and Casino, they a lot of times will have walkout times. Even if they're still not allowing me to bet over there in the United States. Wow, Steve Cunningham has went up to a minus 1430 favorite over Frank Mir. Not surprising. Okay, so it says Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, 7 o'clock. 7 p.m. I don't know if those guys will come out at 7. I really don't think so. But, I mean, we'll see. You would think that they would want it to happen, right after UFC was over. And if the UFC prelims start at 4, I think the main card is going to be starting like right at 7. Be great if we could get both main events, though. Yeah, main card starts at 7. So, yeah, that means we may get Askren versus Paul and then get back in time for Arlovsky versus Sherman, and then the co-main event between Jeremy Stevens and Drakkar Klose, and Robert Whittaker versus Kelvin Gastelum. So, if Jake Paul happens to knock out Ben, who should he call out on the post-fight promo? I don't know. Damian Maia. I mean, who do you want to see him call out? It doesn't seem to matter exactly who he fights and what their skill set is. Maybe he calls out KSI again. I don't know. Or was that Logan that fought KSI both times? Tony needs to win his next 3. 7 p.m. Bellator 7 p.m. Friday. UFC 7 p.m. Saturday. Askren versus Paul and the UFC are both Saturday. Bellator will be Friday. Nothing going on tonight. No, none of those fights are tonight. Did I say tonight? Sorry. Tony Ferguson also stated in an interview he was planning on fighting another 4 or 5 years. First he joked about 10 years. He sounds really good again. He sounds to be in really good spirits. RDA is ranked number 7. Justin deserves better than that. Like to see Justin fight winner Chandler versus Oliveira. So would I. I think the UFC is going to be more interested, though, in giving the winner of Conor and Dustin that fight if they want it. And then, I don't know. Justin's kind of a man without a home right now. Like I said, I can't even think of who he should fight right now that's not already booked. But I would like to see Tony go to welterweight. How do you see DuBronx and Chandler going in May? That's a really interesting fight because Chandler, I mean, he can land a bomb. He could take Oliveira out, but he's had issues with leg kicks in the past. And Charles Oliveira has incredible leg kicks. I've went back and forth on that one. I think I'd have to watch tape. I started out leaning towards Chandler. Lately, I've been leaning towards Oliveira when I started thinking about the leg kicks. But I might have to watch some more tape on both of them. Rob, you think Justin should jump Dustin for the title? I mean, it depends on what he does and goes in there. It's obvious Jake Paul is going to call out McNuggets. Oh, Jesus. That's all we need, right? Max Holloway could go up to 155, and we could have Holloway versus Gaethje. Oh, with those skinny legs of Max. I love Max, but I don't think that's a good matchup for Max. He's got those skinny legs, and Gaethje, I mean, he kicks like nobody else. He might have the best leg kicks in all of MMA right now. Because I thought it was Edson Barboza. He's got such a fast switch kick. And remember, Barboza started to kick Gaethje's legs, and then Gaethje says, "Oh, you want a leg kick? I got something different for you." And I think it was about 4 kicks, and Barboza was pretty much done. Jake Paul versus Gordon Ryan. Right? Oh, who else was he calling out? He was calling out that little jiu-jitsu troll over there in Bellator. What's his name? That Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach. I don't know why I can't think of his name, but Max will get pummeled by Gaethje. Dylan Dennis. What's up there, Nelson? That's right, Dennis. Thank you. Also, Billy. Good to see you, Theron. Billy, good, but too risky. I think Justin would hurt Holloway. It would look a lot like Justin P. Holloway 2-5. Yeah, I think it would look a lot like that, even worse. Because Dustin hits really hard, but I think Justin hits even harder. And I just don't know how Max absorbs those leg kicks from Justin. Jiu-jitsu troll. Oh, he is a troll, man, and I believe him and Jake Paul were going back and forth at it. So, that's what he wants to do. He wants to call out athletes from other sports, and then troll them, and get them to fight him inside of a boxing ring. So he can say he's fighting athletes, but he's not actually fighting any boxers like Nate Robinson. Could you imagine Theron at Fights of Friends weekend in Vegas? There we go. I can. Dustin said he would wait. Only wanted Conor fight. Said wouldn't mind if Justin went first. Really? Dustin said by 2021 he would get a chance at the title eventually. Dustin not in a hurry. He said, okay, I'm fine with that. With the Gaethje, if Gaethje takes it first, no matter who wins, Dustin's in there. I would love to see Dustin versus Justin too. Oh, Jonk, reading my mind, says Justin versus Dustin 2 would be awesome. Much like Holloway, I don't think he can do nothing with Justin. Yeah, I agree with you. Jake Paul versus Demetrius Johnson. Oh, geez. Yeah, something. He'll probably call out somebody like that. Let's do it. We are there, and Fights of Friends weekend is July 10th. Yes, did I put out that pre-sale code for everybody? If you're looking to get tickets, even if you're not looking to get tickets, guys, just, join us that weekend. Have some beers. We'll close down the bar. We'll have some fun in Vegas. That's what I was thinking, boys. Gaethje deserves a title shot more than Chandler. Oh, I agree. I agree with that. Chandler, he had a great reign over there in Bellator. And I don't have a problem with him getting a title shot sooner than later. But I definitely would have liked to have seen him fought more than once. Justin versus Dustin, December. Or just versus Dustin 2 December. That would be nice. Yeah, go to that pre-sale code, though, guys. They will give you an actual pre-sale code. And there's going to be pre-sales all day. Depending on if you're part of the Fight Club or what it is. Some today, some tomorrow. Let's manifest this. Let's. I think so. July 10th. Everybody's got lots of time to make it. Let's close the bars down. I want to see how many beers Robert Kerrigan really can drink. Chandler only win over number 6 Hooker, but I'm happy to see Oliveira get the title. I'm happy to see him get a title fight, and I like Michael Chandler a lot. It's not his fault. I'm not mad at him at all. Like I said, I do think it's a bit early, but with Khabib retiring, you end up with a situation that Khabib just beat Justin in his last fight. Khabib beat Dustin. Khabib beat Conor. I don't think Khabib and Oliveira ever fought. If they did, maybe it was a ways back. I don't remember them fighting. But at least, you have two guys that should be fairly high ranked. Jake Paul versus Jordan Burroughs. I think Jordan Burroughs would learn how to box in about a month and get in there and just destroy Paul. How many can Robert put down? I put my money on, yes, all of them. What's up, Nuka-Cola? John says facts. Justin G would beat Dustin in a rematch. It's not the same Gaethje from 2017 when he fought Michael Johnson and Eddie. He's a more calculated striking. He's not that much of a brawler anymore. I think it'd be a very good fight. I think he'd do better. Sorry, can't. This one, guys. Already spent $1,500 on vacation to Florida to see my mother, brother, his wife, and nephew. Well, hey, family's most important, man. Chandler beats Charles. Chandler looked very strong, and Charles don't like getting hit, says Josiah Perez. I'm going to pin that comment. Because, it's a really interesting fight, I think. I like Chandler. But I do got DeBronx in May. Says Tarn, what's up, Stephen McHugh? I pass out before I tap out. Oliveira stole all of Tony's hype when he broke his arm. Damn, yeah. Tony kind of stole a little bit of Oliveira's hype there, though, with continuing to go on. Phil says that would be nice. One more. We looked at this next week's UFC card. But I've kind of don't remember everything, about the April 24th card. Everybody fighting. That's only 9 days away. Masvidal versus Usman 2. But a lot more on that one. Than just that fight. So let's check this out. Man, a lot of these will be on the regular prelims. Early prelims are only like 2 fights. Johnny Munoz and Jamie Simmons, that's really all I recognize on the early prelims. Let's go to the regular prelims, and here that's where you get into some good stuff. You got Patrick Sabatini versus Tristan Connolly at featherweight. That's a good fight. Middleweight, it's Carl Roberson and Brendan Allen. I like that fight. Dwight Grant versus Stefan Sekulik at welterweight. The main fight on that prelim card, Alex Oliveira versus Randy Brown. That's a really good fight at welterweight. Then your main card, Anthony Smith versus Jim Crute. I'm really interested to see if Jim Crute can move on to the next level and how much Lionheart's got left. That's a really interesting fight to me. I see Chandler winning, Sean, but if I get my Social Security fixed ASAP, could afford to go. Hey, I hope you can, man. Oh, wow, Usman fights next Saturday. Yeah. A week from this Saturday. So, and then Uriah Hall versus Chris Weidman. This is a rematch. Hall's wanted to get this fight back for a while. It was early on in his career. Chris Weidman, of course, his chin has definitely not been the same in quite some time. And then 3 title fights, guys. 2 women's title fights. And then the Usman Masvidal fight. Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Andrade. If you're talking about flyweight, Jessica Andrade might be the only contender for Valentina Shevchenko. She can go up to 135 and fight Amanda again, but at 125, I think it's her, Andrade, and everybody else. People act like DuBronx can't box with Chandler standing. He's taller and longer than Chandler. He'll be faster. Michael on the feet, of course. Chandler has more power, but Charles is faster. I think he can definitely box with him. So still thinking how I can swing it money-wise. Maybe skip wedding in June. It's my cousin's I live with daughter wedding. So don't want to cause problems. No, don't cause problems, Robert. We'll do something again one day. At Torrin Brown, felt that, but Chandler is so dangerous in the first and second round. Yeah, he's very dangerous early. And then Rose Namajunas versus Weili Zhang, or Zhang Weili. I see it both ways. We touched a little bit on the controversy. Rose Namajunas had talked about. I don't think she said anything about it. Weili Zhang. What she said was better dead than red. And for those that don't know, that's an old saying that goes back to the 50s. And I'm not that old either, guys, so I don't remember it. I just know from history. It was something said, against communism, and I'm not afraid of criticizing the Chinese Communist Party, like I've mentioned before. And Rose says she's got absolutely nothing against Weili Zhang. The other thing she said was she doesn't know what Weili Zhang's opinion is because she doesn't know if she's free to state it. That is a valid assumption. She is a public figure and a professional athlete in China. Remember, this is a country who the CEO of their biggest company, Alibaba, Jack Ma, he disappeared for over a month. People thought he was dead. So I don't think anything Rose said was out of line. She mentioned, her history of coming from Lithuania and through communism and how much she appreciates democracy. But that's an interesting fight. Also, Mike Tyson, interestingly enough, picked Rose Namajunas to win this fight. And going through the comments, yes, make sure you hit the like button. If you're heading out or before you're out, wedding sucks, says Billy. I agree with you, Billy, but sometimes you got to go to him. I see Rose pulling out the win. Going to Dave and Buster for the Jorge versus Usman fight. Then I'm going again to Dave and Buster's next month to see the Charles versus Michael. I thought they were Bellator guys. I thought Dave and Buster's was a Bellator guy, but gots to go. Take it easy, Mike, and fight, folks. Hey, Phil. Thank you, sir. Have a good day, man. See you, bro. My grandfather used to say better dead than red when I was a little kid. Yeah, I think I might have heard from somebody quite a bit older. Maybe my great-grandfather or something. It's only a 2-inch height difference between Charles and DeBronx is 5'10". Michael is 5'8". Looks shorter. Yeah, you never know, though. A lot of times what those guys tell you what their height is, because you just go by what those guys tell you, is not at all accurate. Well, that one we can't say anymore, John, but boy, the times have changed. Yeah, my great-grandfather said some things I wouldn't repeat, too. And my grandfather, yeah, much different time. But Weili Zhang versus Rose Namajunas, I think that's going to be a war. I do think Valentina Shevchenko first takes out Jessica Andrade. I think Hall defeats Weidman. I think he either knocks him out or hurts him enough that he gets a unanimous decision. Jim Crute, I think, comes into his own. I think Anthony Smith is getting towards the end of his career. I think Jim Crute takes that one. I'm leaning towards Namajunas in this one, but man, she's wily. What can you say about her? She's very, very good. That's going to be an action-packed fight. And Masvidal versus Kamaru Usman. Somebody was bringing up the fact, I think it was also on MMA Fighting Podcast this week, and they're not picking Masvidal, but they mentioned Masvidal stuffed 12 of Usman's takedowns, and he was stuffing the takedowns until he got tired. If you think back or watch that fight, that's kind of the way I remember it. And now, and Masvidal with a full training camp, I don't count him out. I lean towards Usman, sure. But I'm certainly not counting Jorge Masvidal out. And then, depending on who gets through there, I mean, it's going to be interesting coming out of that, who Usman or Masvidal fights next. Because you have Leon Edwards and Nate Diaz fighting. Leon Edwards with a dominant win, you would think is pretty much has to have a title shot at this point. I've heard Nate Diaz's name being thrown out there for a title shot if he wins, though. He's certainly popular enough it would sell the pay-per-views. I don't think he's earned it at all, but I got Weili Zhang because she beat the brakes off Jessica Andrade. She did. You're right. Masvidal is going to get crushed, says Billy. We'll see. Zhang is a little monster. Yeah, and both of these girls are, I mean, they're killers. But yeah, Zhang is, man, she's something else. That's for sure. But don't forget, guys, Bellator in 2 days. Like I said, it will be Paul Daley's. He's saying this is going to be his last fight. So I hope he gets a win. Julia Budd actually fighting on the prelims, as well as Victor Nemkov, Vadim Nemkov's brother. There's a few really good fights on the prelims. And then, of course, you have Phil Davis versus Nemkov 2. Corey Anderson versus Yagshimuradov. I think I'm getting that at least close. Bellator is exciting nowadays. And much better production with Showtime. I think they're finally, I think Viacom, somebody at Viacom, just finally says, put up or shut up. We're going to see what Bellator can do. Can they compete with the big boys? And I really think they can. Scott Coker, he's an intelligent promoter. These Grand Prix have been fire. That Featherweight Grand Prix has been amazing. I cannot wait to see AJ McKee versus Pitbull Fahea. And the Bellator Grand Prix. I'll pull it up real quick. For those that didn't watch my prediction video, I'm glad they signed with Showtime. Me too. People have questioned Rose's toughness. Mentally, sometimes I would question her toughness, maybe never physically. Or he used to. Oh, yeah, I've heard those. For a stranger, so wrong. Yeah, I've definitely heard those ones. But for those that haven't got a chance to look at this bracket, like I said before, Lyoto Machida, he's out. Ryan Bader took him out in the first round. Corey Anderson will take on Yagshimuradov. In his fight, I think he goes to the next bracket against Ryan Bader. I have Nemkov over Davis, putting him there. Anthony Johnson versus Yoel Romero, May 7th. I have Yoel moving on. Then I have Corey Anderson defeating Ryan Bader. I have Corey Anderson and Yoel Romero in the finals, with Yoel Romero finally getting a major MMA World Championship. I think Yoel Romero is my dark horse. I think he can win the whole thing. What's up? I was thinking about you today. Bruce Iron Lion, professional boxer, MMA fighter, has a bare knuckle fight coming up, and also the founder of Fake Black Belts. How you doing, my friend? What about Shevchenko versus Andrade? It's going to be a killer fight. I think so too. I got Masvidal winning by lucky punches. I like it. Yoel at 205. OMG. He's not going to be having to cut the weight. Yep, against Anthony Johnson. That's going to be incredible. When is your fight again, Bruce? I seen the next bare knuckle was April 30th, and then I didn't see anything after that. But I thought you said you were fighting in May. I couldn't remember. We'll have to get you on the show here soon. But guys, if you like comedy in MMA, which I do, check out Bruce's channel, Fake Black Belts, on YouTube. Yeah, Yoel against Johnson. That's that might be the best scheduled fight out there right now. To be honest, on paper, that fight is such fire. I match it up with anything. Bruce Lyon, a real fighter. Yes. May 21st in Hollywood, Florida versus Eddie Hodge on BKFC. All right, Bruce. Yeah, Bruce Lutchmedio, he's been on the show before, for those that have been around for a while, when he actually fought MMA on Cam Soda, defeated Charles Felony Bennett there, and has had some professional boxing wins, some MMA wins. And yeah, we'll have to have you on the show, maybe leading up to this next BKFC, the April 30th one. And then you can talk about your fight, your channel, everything you got going on. One of the greatest fights anyone has ever created. This is Jog, right? Oh my, I'll remember the names. This is Josiah. But I hope it's not like Nagano versus Lou. Oh man. I know, don't jinx it, man. Don't jinx it. Hey, of course, Bruce. Yeah, check him out. Message me when it's a good time for you to come on the show, though, and I'll have you come on the show. It'd be really cool if you could maybe come on April 30th during that BKFC card, or in a pre-BKFC card. So we're watching all the fighters. How do you spell Bruce? YouTube page? Couldn't find it. Yep, I'm Bruce. Paul Felder, I think, is semi-retired unless... oh my goodness, Billy. Come on, man. You have two powerhouses like that, it's possible. There's definitely going to be a lot of respect between those two guys. Let me pull up a link to Bruce's channel here, because it's in my subscription feed. Was also over on my good friend Full Time MMA. Was on over there. But yeah, let's now I got it. Share the chat. Congratulations on going over 1,000 subs too, by the way, Bruce. That means you get paid. You're gonna be rich like me. Thanks, Michael. I'll subscribe, Bruce. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, there's a link to the channel. UFC knows Jon Jones deserves more money. I think 15 to 20 for Jones. I like what Jon Jones is doing. And maybe we'll end it on that. We'll talk about Jon Jones and the money there. If he's being offered 8 to 10, hey, this is a big risk for him. He's done a lot for the UFC, and people want to say, hey, you know, the UFC's done a lot for him. You know, they bailed him out of, prison, got him out of trouble and stuff. The NFL would have done the same thing for him, though. The NFL, they might not have done it for the offensive lineman, the third string guy you never heard of. But if this is your Tom Brady, if this is your Randy Moss, Patrick Mahomes type player, they'd have done the same thing. They sweep it under the rug. Look at Ben Roethlisberger. Never spent a day in jail, right? And I think that, Jones, he deserves the money. Maybe he ends up going somewhere else. But if he fights for the championship, it will automatically extend his contract by a couple of fights. I don't know how many fights he has left. That is one thing he has not mentioned. I've heard maybe 3 or 4 fights, which he could get through in a year. And just don't fight for the title. Fight these guys like, fight Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Get Cyril Gane while he's still green. There's some heavyweight bouts out there for Jon Jones without fighting for the title. Oh, still haven't got 4,000 watch hours yet. I have 2,000 watch hours now, but I just started YouTube 6 weeks ago. Oh, that is fast, man. That is very, very fast. So awesome. Good job. Yeah, you'll be there in no time, man. What's up, RW? Good to see you back. Josiah Perez says, make the UFC pay. Yeah, I say too. I think Jones should take anything over 15. And I don't think that the UFC should pay over 20, but I think they should pay up to 20. Cyril Gane versus Jones would be cool, says John. I like that, yeah. PBR Street Gang, how's it going? I'll watch all the time. Ask Mike, I'm loyal. Yes, Robert Kerrigan's been here for a very long time. So, yeah, and Bruce, he's got some funny videos over there. Yes, I agree. 220 to Jones, says Theron Nelson. All right, guys, don't forget, pre-sale for UFC 264 today. RW says Jones should get $25 million. I'd be okay with him getting $25 million, too. But I think that he should still sign the fight if he can only, negotiate 18. So click that link and you're going to get a link to the UFC 264. That's a pre-sale code. They're pre-selling some tickets today and tomorrow. Like I said, me and Billy Hughes will be in Las Vegas that weekend. So we'll let you guys know what hotel we're at so we can all hang out if you want. Close the bar down at night and enjoy a Fights with Friends weekend. Ask for 25, settle at 20. Perfect. Don't ask for 50, though. Don't ask for 50. I think it was Winkle John was saying 50. And John, that's not good representation in his fact because I think... when you look at precedents in the UFC, I think that makes you sound a little stupid. But I like the idea of asking for 25. Payday because. All right, guys, I'm going to get on with my day. Hey, we covered a lot. Thanks for joining me for a early morning fights with friends. I hope we can do more of these. And like I said, don't forget Bellator this Friday, then UFC and Paul versus Askren on Saturday. Until next time, guys, as always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses later.